person with name best suited to dealing with obituaries on Who Do You Think You Are?
To find John Ogilvy's obituary, Rory's meeting archivist Di Stiff.
Car gets closer to presenter than he thought it would on Rough Guide to City Breaks.
It's certainly going to be easy to get around. There are lots of options available to you, from the efficient and up-to-date tram system to more vulnerable forms of transport.
And with the freezing cold weather conditions, Todd Carty goes for a swim. Todd seemed keen to do anything but skate. Todd will be appearing in Dick Whittington at the Wimbledon Theatre in December. Voice of the Ice, Tony Gubber, didn't seem to be quite sure about Colleen Nolan's costume.
It's 30 years since the Nolans made that record. Colleen was 14. And with all those ostrich feathers, maybe we should expect an egg.
An egg? Maybe.
And with all those ostrich feathers, maybe we should expect an egg.
It's a Nolan egg. Oh, I think it's hatching. What the... Let me just get it... You get the idea with that. Oh, let's just have a look at the Everton versus Liverpool FA Cup football highlights. Great goal. The Krypton Factor is back. Yay! 2009 just gets better and better. Yes, and with new presenter Ben Shepherd, and to liven it up, he's trying to work up a catchphrase.
The winner of each test gets 10 points, 6 for second, 4 for third, and 2 for fourth. Leo is in position. Activate the cue. So 9 is the score to beat. He's in position. Activate the cue. Tomorrow is ready. Activate the cue. 9 is the score that Richard must beat. He's in position. Activate the cue.
Activate the cue. It's not exactly... Ring on the wall!
Activate the cue.
Ring on the wall!
Activate the cue.
Ring on the wall!
Activate the cue.
Oh, hang on. There's a late catchphrase entry from Total Wipeout.
I'm going to jump like a kangaroo. Let's do this!
Let battle commence!
I'm going to jump like a kangaroo. Let's do this!
Ring on the wall!
Activate the cue.
I'm going to jump like a kangaroo. Let's do this!
Ring on the wall!
Activate the cue.
They're good, but they're not right. It was nice to see Todd Carty pitch up on Emmerdale this week.
Hey, do you need a hand?
All right. There was a lot of music in Emmerdale this week. First, Lisa Dingle had learned to make the noise of the cymbal that leads into the end credits.
I mean it, Lisa. They're staying.
Yeah, I can do that. And if I breathe in... My favourite bit of music was Debbie Dingle's interpretation of the old Shaggy hit.
Deborah Dingle, you were charged with the manslaughter of Shane Doyle on the 1st of December 2008 at 42 Muriel...
It wasn't me!
But you caught me on the counter.
It wasn't me!
I even had her in the shower.
It wasn't me!
She even caught me on camera.
It wasn't me!
How can you grant a woman access to your villa, trespasser and witness while you cling to your pillar? You have to watch your back until she turns into a killer. Best for you the situation not to call the beaner. It's a gift. The Undercover Princes now, in which 3 genuine princes go undercover in order to find a mate. And what better way to meet people than to throw a party? But what makes a good party?
The princes have an idea for meeting lots of singles. A house party.
Because I want to invite a lot of girls to this party. What makes a party is people. When people come, if nobody comes, there is no party.
That's where I've been going wrong. But if you're looking for something a bit more intimate, there's the dinner party. But can any of the princes cook? What can you cook, Africa?
Who knows to cook?
Oh, I don't know anything about cooking. Let me be very honest and frank.
I can cook something. I can cook food.
Ideal, yeah. Get your pens and paper out now, ready to copy this Africa Zulu recipe.
No, this is my a new recipe that I'm making for you. You should take notes.
Africa's new recipe consists of 4 sirloin steaks.
4 steaks.
Then a sprinkling of hot curry powder.
Hot curry powder.
6 cloves of garlic.
6 garlic.
The girls are gonna like it. They'll like it all. Oh yeah, they'll like it.
Next is a drizzling of olive oil.
Olive oil.
2 onions.
2 onions.
Several ounces of minced meat.
Minced meat.
Ready-made gravy.
Ooh, lovely gravy.
Very good, very good. One more thing.
And finally, a creamy sauce.
Creamy wimmy sauce.
Then the dish is microwaved on high for 10 minutes.
Microwave for 10 minutes.
Okay, this is my meal.
Yeah?
Yes, it is very ready now.
Well, you're supposed to let it stand for a couple of minutes, aren't you? Don't get me wrong, that does look nice, that minced creamy sauce gravy steak recipe, but what about all that juice that's floating in? What'd you do with that?
This thing can also be used as soup.
He's nice. Excuse me. I think I've got another one coming. Pardon me. All those weeks undercover, what was the final outcome for our princes?
So, by the end of their quest, none of the undercover princes did find their perfect partner.
Oh dear, how sad. Never mind. Which brings us to our shortest conversation of the week.
Shortest conversation of the week.
Hi guys, bye-bye.
How old is David Attenborough now?
200 years ago, a man was born who was to explain this astonishing diversity of life.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. No, of course not. He's not 200 years old. No, he's talking, of course, of Charles Darwin, the bloke who came up with the idea of evolution. And what Darwin needed for his theory was evidence. Ideally, some sort of missing link. Yeah, I've got it here. I am the missing link. Goodbye. He found his evidence, of course, on the Galapagos Islands in the shapes of the various finches' beaks. Yeah, finches with beaks that have adapted over the years to suit a particular purpose. Well, that was 200 years ago, of course, and the things have evolved even further than that. I've got some of the modern-day finches here. So, for instance, this finch, whose beak has become specially adapted to remove the tops of beer bottles. So it can feast on the tasty fluid within. Then there's this particular finch whose beak has evolved so it's able to release pound coins from shopping trolleys. Then there's this finch who's developed a beak in the shape of a USB memory stick. So it's able to back up its files. But of course, the most advanced finch beak of all is this, found on the Swiss Army finch. It's got a penknife, screwdriver, scissors, and a toothpick. Don't forget things out of horses' hooves. But, of course, Darwin would be amazed at what they're able to do. And every now and then he does go green, but it only tends to happen when he's angry. And you wouldn't like him when he's angry.
My finch! I dropped my finch! That makes me so angry!
It's the incredible acting Hulk. He's on the rampage.
Do something, Harry!
Where's my specially adapted Finch? That showed him. Of course, it's not just Finch that have adapted to, two tortoises which have evolved very different shells. Now, I like the rounded shell tortoise, and I like the tortoise with a shell that has a peak to enable it to reach up for higher vegetation. But which is better? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Come on, tortoise with a shell has a peak to enable it to reach up for higher vegetation. Welcome back to TV Burp. Dr. Nick takes out his credit crunch frustration on Peter Mandelson on Casualty.
Tell them we're on our way out.
Pearl gets lucky on Emmerdale.
Still doesn't explain why you were fingering Pearl's ornament.
And Ross Kemp comes clean about why he was so keen to go out to Afghanistan.
You know, the first time I went out to Afghanistan, I, very much a virgin, had no idea what was going to happen.
Good luck with that. Well, I must say how thrilled I was to see Nelson Mandela reach his 90th birthday last summer. I'm sure, like a lot of you, I can remember campaigning for his release from prison on Robben Island. So it was interesting to hear his reminiscences about his time there on the BBC's Mandela at 90.
Mandela spent 18 of his 27 years in prison on Robben Island, South Africa's Alcatraz on the Atlantic.
You know, Robben Island, I liked it very much.
Now he tells us. Now, with the credit crunch, there are some great bargains to be had on the high street. Just this week, I picked up a DVD of Sex and the City. Yeah, only £15.
Where were you last night?
I told you. At home with my sister.
What did you do?
We watched a DVD.
What did you watch?
Sex and the City.
The film or the series?
Film.
Tell me about it.
If you ask me, 15 minutes of story padded out with 75 minutes of blah, blah, blah. If you're thinking about renting it, don't.
It's just one person's opinion, you know. It was very reasonably priced. I love that feeling of opening the cellophane on a new DVD, don't you?
What did you do last night in the flat?
Ate something, watched a film.
What film?
Sex and the City.
Any good?
Old women talking about sex is your bag, then yeah.
They're not that old.
They've aged, man. Believe me. It's 13 quid I won't see again. Do you know what I mean?
They'll never know. It's as good as new. I'll stick it on eBay. I don't care about customer feedback. I just want my 15 quid. This was the bill, and there'd been a murder. And so Eddie, the crime scene examiner, was called in, revealing an interest in the weather. Yeah, and it turns out he has a favourite weather girl, too.
Books they covered him in was wet. He wasn't. And there was rain about 6.
How do you know that, then?
It's my job. Plus, I really like that weather girl, you know, the one with the lips.
The one with the lips. Yeah, I like the one without the lips. The entire country will be covered in snow. There are no trains or buses, and if I were you, I'd take a week off work. Isn't it weird when your shadow looks like a man in a flat cap staring at you? Archie being stared at by a man in a flat cap. Yeah, this was EastEnders. And Roxy was trying to bring Peggy and Archie's wedding forward and invited Peggy to play a little guessing game.
Guess who I was just talking to? You'll never guess, the vicar.
Well, give her a chance. Elsewhere, the Beals and the Masouds had been involved in a food fight. Yeah, and isn't it annoying when you're meant to throw some food at one person, mistake someone else for them, but it's too late to stop yourself and you throw the food at the wrong person?
You can cook your food when we've finished our prep and not before. And if that woman comes in here, I won't be responsible for my own actions.
Will you please
You!
take me in?
Jane? Peter, I'm really sorry. I thought it was her.
Yeah, easy mistake to make. They do look pretty similar, the young boy, Peter Beale, and the middle-aged Asian lady, Zainab Masood. In fact, I'm waiting for Paris Hilton to come through that door any minute so I can throw this custard pie at her. Oh, looks like it might be her now. Sorry, Ronnie. I thought you were Paris Hilton.
I understand, Harry. Happens all the time.
Now, before we go any further, let's just see the successful British entry for the Eurovision Song Contest. As featured on Eurovision, Your Country Needs You. Nul plunkit! Nul deutsche! Es ist lecker. You get the idea with that. Which brings us to our TV highlight of the week. TV highlight of
I can't seem to get enough of boiled eggs.
10 years younger, The Challenge now, with new presenter Mylene Klass. Is there nothing she can't turn her hand to? The difference with this series is they take two subjects and one opts for surgery, the other for makeup. Civil servant Kathleen opted for the makeup approach. Her main problem is those eyes.
My eyelids, there is quite a lot of skin there, and if I actually pull that out, it takes quite a while for it to go back into position.
Well, don't pull it out then. Then there's 50-year-old cleaning company manager Mary Gibson, who opts for the surgery, and she appears to have something of a mismatch between the age of her front compared to her back.
Your poll age from the back was 35.
I can't believe
That's
that.
good, huh?
That's superb.
Your poll age from the front was 63.
The back of her looks 35, the front 63. All she got to do is walk everywhere backwards. The only problem then would be people would think she was leaving. I noticed that Robert Vaughan on Hustle has a similar problem. Front of his hair about 70, back of his hair about 28. There's a mismatch between the front of my face, which looks about 44, and the back of it, which looks about 18 months. Yeah. I think the meanest part of this show is when they take the victim out and about before they've had the treatment and get people to guess their age.
Oh, 63.
No. Oh, crikey, sorry.
It's a bit much, but it got worse.
No. Oh, crikey, sorry.
Oh,
she looked a lot better after the operation. She sits alone, waiting for suggestions. He's so nervous, avoiding all the questions. His lips are dry, her heart is gently pounding. Don't you know just exactly what you're thinking? If you want my body and sex, come on to the bed, no. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, honey, tell me so. Please tell me so.
How do I look, Harry?
10 years younger. That's all we got time for. See you next week.
Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold DVD is available in-store and online. And next here on ITV1, Luke is being haunted in his dreams. It's demons.